Such a fat fucking chud, bruh. Ugh. I'm such a fat fucking chud. Chuddy chuddy chud chud. Boop 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 boop. Chuddy chuddy chud chud. Chuddy 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 chud. Alright. Agree. So, there has been a few issues with live last night that I will apologize for. So, why the streams kept cutting out, it's mostly due to the fact that, apparently, my tablet will just automatically, do that dumb thing where it turns off on its own. And I think I figured it out by just, probably just, twisting my fingers around and, just make it playing a slime video when I'm not streaming, really, or talking. I'm fucking up already! Alright. This will be an entire stream. This time I will be having call-ins. But for the love of God, please do not say anything out of pocket. I really do not need shit like that. Okay? You guys can come on live. You guys can get a beer. Enjoy yourself. But for the love of God, please do not say anything out of pocket. I really don't want to have to deal with some bullshit. Watch me. There will be call-ins, yes. Call-ins every day. Call-ins, just gotta call in. I should warn everybody, the call-ins may sound a little weird, but that's because it won't let me record on here. So if you do get a little bit of a weird audio, that's probably why. Alright, are we all good? We get the gist of it? Fuck you mean, yummy? Ha! I'm such a freak. I'm such a fat fucking chud. Chuddy chuddy chud chud da 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 da. So, do I need to go over what we already know about the whole Viarrah situation? I think I don't. Hopefully I don't. Such a fat fucking chud. Alright. Oh my god. I'm gonna get bullied for this. So I did figure out why stream kept cutting out last night, everybody. It's because I didn't play anything in the background. So we will be going over several things today regarding Viarrah that we have talked about on the 2 previous streams. One of which I will be go over their attempt to sue Maven. I will be accepting call-ins. Please do not say shit out of pocket, okay? If you want to DM me, I'll put the Discord in the live chat so you can call in. Alright? So don't say anything out of pocket, okay, chat? I will be putting in my user so you can call in and give your thoughts. How do I pin this? I am such a boomer. Oh, I'm such a chud. Let's see. I gotta restart
this girl.
This. Gonna go here. Alright, we're gonna pin that. There we go. I think we're all set. Alright, so let's go over what we got today. We will be going over Flo's original video, not talking about the allegations where they have, hello Morgana, remember, if you want to call in, you guys can always DM me, and I'll let you guys call in. Just remember to DM me. Please do not say anything out of pocket on call. I will leave, okay? I will leave. I'm not going to do that today. So we will be going over Flo's original video regarding the drama that kind of kicked off the live stream Viarrah made. I will be going over the emails that Viarrah has sent to Maven regarding a potential international court regarding this. We will be reading Viarrah's post regarding the allegations. Not the allegations to the Len Totally stuff, but the allegations about the generative AI. Then we'll go over their boyfriend, I assume, Joshua Moon. I will heavily preference this. I'm going to say this right here and right now. Please, again, I'm not trying to be a dick here, but I really think Viarrah involving their partner, Joshua Moon, or if Joshua Moon got involved, if Joshua Moon knows anything about this, he's doing a really bad job at being her PR manager. I will tell you that. I will tell you, as someone who has partners, they would tell me I'm very fucking stupid for thinking of going live and accidentally exposing myself. So, are we ready? Who's ready? Are we ready, Freddy? Again, if you want to call in, the Discord's in the live chat. Please don't say anything offensive, okay? Alright, we're all good? We get the gist? Alright, so we will be going over Flo's original video first. Regarding the drama at first. I will tell you all, I know Flo is planning on making a video that talks about the Len Totally situation. Not the person Len Totally, but they're talking about Viarrah's defense for Len Totally. Alright? So this is the video called Why Did Viarrah Delete Her Discord?
It is official. Our reports confirm that Lego Pokemon creatures are finally here.
As a content creator, sometimes being unable to keep up with your upload schedule or having no strength to start or continue a project is a normal recurrence. If you just so happen to direct a project and manage a team on top of it, the pressure and stress can go through the roof if no one helps each other out. Communication and respect are two key factors to ensure the well-being of everyone and the project worked on. It's also very important for teamwork longevity that everyone
You know, when I watched Viarrah's live,
shares the same ethics and values. As in the art and entertainment industries, times are tough and AI is a pain in the ass. It would be a shame if one of the OG figureheads of Gacha.
you know what? I'll just say this because I don't know if anyone's coming in. If there's anything AI that is unexcusable, be a skill issue.
Who influenced many to make quality content with a massive following and strong team, decided to screw this all up with one critical move.
Yeah.
Viarrah probably doesn't need much introduction for the old Gacha folks who've seen better days. But for the newbies, Viarrah is one of the very few OG Gacha tubers still active who tried to show the world that Gacha content could be much more than cringe or weird YouTube videos made by kids with no internet restrictions.
I'm gonna have to stop you right there, Flo. I think a lot of people, especially if anyone here grew up in the original Gacha, I think it only became cringe when the commentary channels started noticing it. And I'm just saying, it's somewhere out there people think it's cringe. Okay?
Her specialty? Music videos mixed with storytelling at a AFMAO, and the cherry on top, the animation.
Whoa. If any of you know anything, getting involved with the AFMAO stuff. You're done. I'm joking. AFMAO, I'd like to keep my liver intact tonight. So, thank you.
Those videos, still now, are her biggest asset. As time went on, a team was created to continue bringing Viarrah's stories and characters to life. Starity. As director, Viarrah would overlook, supervise, and put together the work made by artists, animators, and voice actors. Everything was going great.
Why is this shit moving like the Incredible Gassy? Oh. Ooh, I'm not gonna get very nice comments about this. Ooh. Listen, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but it's kind of hard to be nice to this person when they're just such an entitled bitch. Not Flo, but the person I'm talking about. I'm sorry, this shit moves like the Incredible Gassy. I'm sorry.
The channel accumulated over 700,000 subscribers and was active via live streams, short animations, and a Discord server. Until one day, on January 26, 2026, the server completely disappeared without prior notice, leaving fans utterly confused. Well, most fans. Under Viarrah's last community post as of making this video, users mentioned something about AI, and more specifically, an AI-generated music video.
Oh yeah, I didn't show this in my last clip, but we will be getting what is apparently... It's gonna be good, okay? It's gonna be good.
For those who haven't
How the fuck does Grog mug? But that shit moves less like the Incredible Gassy, okay?
watched this video I made about generative AI's ethics months ago, let me do you a quick rundown. Unlike traditional AI, which is how you have enemies in video games, for example, generative AI uses already existing elements like art, voices, text to create something new out of it. For instance, AIs like ChatGPT are generative. The main problems are that not only does it steal from creators without their consent, but it also demands tons of energy resources and pushes people out of their
You notice how this video apparently pissed off Viarrah so much?
jobs. So I really wonder what could be the reasoning behind Viarrah's need to announce that she would use generative AI moving forward.
It's because she is announcing her stuff and everything. That was all leading up to a Polybuzz ad, baby. Polybuzz, let's go!
Forward. Since there is no other public mention explaining what went down, and that she's too busy to do so apparently, we're gonna have to dig deeper. And thanks to my good friend Maven, who was also part of the Stority group, we got
Oh, Flo, what'd you do? Flo, I come for the future, Flo. Flo, don't mention Maven. No.
our hands on the announcement that led to the server deletion, along with behind the scenes and Viarrah's explanations to the team. Let's start with the announcement. Surely it's not that bad.
Oh my god.
We did us. Allow me to read the full announcement. Do pause if
Do you guys want Flo to chat about this? Feel free to.
needed. Trigger warning, AI. For whatever reason, I feel guilty of creating stories, especially now that I'm making a new music video. I'm never the one to gatekeep or hide, really. I'm always going to be open, even if it changes how people see me. The video I am creating, slowly but nicely, will contain AI.
Oh.
Whoa. The biggest ads of the year are finally here. A huge celebration of creativity on the world's biggest.
Ooh, that is so bad. How the fuck you get mogged by an artist industry? What is this? Is it an actual artist business? Ooh, that's good.
Why? I am generally losing patience and time with animation. I have so much stories to share, but not enough time to put my own work into all of them. I can't bring myself to do frame-by-frame screenshots. I just can't look at that when it comes to my own work, unless it's for a goofy video. Is this an excuse? Nope. Am I being lazy?
Yes.
Yes and no. I genuinely love creating
I don't know why she said no. You could have just really filed.
stories, but I don't have months to work on it anymore. Not when I'm looking for a job and handling 2 other stories which contain no AI, rumors, and diaries of Fantasia. I understand your points of view and respect your decisions about AI, so I ask you to do the same and respect my decision. I am more than willing to talk about this in the future. You guys matter to me, which is probably why I feel the pressure and guilt. I'd like to add that the stories I make are mine, not AI's and so other characters. I wanted to give you all a heads up because, in a way, I feel like I'm betraying you. Either way, no matter how things turn out, I'm still going to continue making stories because they make me happy. Please no hate or arguments. Let's treat this as human beings, not the end of the world. Thank you. To which was attached this very specific extract, which
I mean, I don't know. I think
contains AI. If you take time to analyze it, you'll find sentences like, I'm losing patience and time with animation when there are animators on the team, or am I being lazy, yes and no, and seeing this, I want to understand how using AI is not lazy. Seriously.
it's not.
I ask you to
What
do
are you
the
talking
same
about,
and
Flo?
respect my decision.
Flo. What you talking about, bro? What you talking about? All my friends use AI. We all use AI to
While stabbing your team publicly by not communicating with them this, by the way, which we will go back to later. Oh, and I see people are readying their pitchforks despite the please no hate. According to the comments under her last community post, there was a discussion in which the audience rightfully gave criticism to this serious shift, and as things didn't go smoothly, the Discord vanished. After the impulsive deletion, Viarrah addressed her team privately as followed. Touching on the subject of what happened, please be aware that none of the below is me making excuses.
What the fuck? What the fuck is that name? Viarrah? So cringe. So, another fact for anybody who's just joining.
Stuff so you'd understand where I'm coming from. Know that this message was not AI generated in any way, both wording nor feelings. So if you see typos or need further explanations, let me know.
I'm gonna eat a bit.
It started with me making a decision I honestly thought was no big deal. I wanted to make a music video using pictures I made and putting them into AI for smooth animation and lighting, so I wouldn't have to spend days on something I won't be profited on. I wanted to make it because the story I had for it excited me, and I didn't want frame-by-frame cut screenshots because that's more lazy than what I did in my eyes. Recently, I started feeling like I'm losing spark with my channel, and it frustrated me to the point of wanting to quit. But I also didn't want to leave all that work behind either. So I was in the middle for a while, especially because I enjoyed Fantasia far more, I'm not gonna lie. In a way, that spark was restored when I tried Grok AI after drawing some models for Enchanted.
Here's my opinion. If you like a non-paid project, but according to Maven, that doesn't seem entirely true. But we'll go with their logic. If you are very unmotivated, I can understand not wanting to continue something because, you don't want to disapprove of it, but I'm not going to jump you for it. But you're a 700k channel. I don't like saying it like it is. You use gacha. Not really the hardest thing to do.
7. It helped with positions and storyboard with visuals and lighting. It gave that live 2D but better vibe and I was loving it. Especially for how fast it...
Why the fuck are you dick riding Grok AI so much? I'm referring to, this is like the craziest meat ride I have ever seen of a non-sentient thing.
took to make. I am aware I have animators within Starity who are willing to help, but I can't imagine all the scenarios being done through Live 2D, which is why I asked 2 people to help for rumors, which I have no AI materials when it comes to anime.
I think you should just the win, just go straight into it. Oh. That's probably Maven. I'm making fun of Maven. I'm sorry.
I have proof of that if needed. Now this was on me and it's not an excuse. In the last Starity server, there were attempts to make Enchanted 7 fully Live 2D.
Enchanted 7? Enchanted 7? 6-7!
Deadlines, conversations, plans, and more. I specifically asked if someone can't take the project to let me know, but nothing was said at the time until the deadline was reaching the end and nothing was done. It was then when animators started quitting and Enchanted 7 died because I couldn't do 20-minute episodes by myself. I have trust issues since childhood, so this only made it harder for me to trust animators who had stayed. Not wanting to lose friends and good people, I just stayed quiet.
So here's the quick, again, I don't really entirely care about the fact Viarrah used AI. That's kind of like the non-issue for me. if you had animators who stuck by you and decided to stay by you, why would you want to ruin that chance by using AI when you know animators and artists are kind of why you thought using AI would not piss off your animators? Again, the animators who stuck by you, I feel like you wouldn't want to potentially. All of you keep leaving the minute I say so. I don't. Right, y'all are chuds. All right. Fuck.
And asked for barest of the minimum until eventually I stayed quiet all the time. People I had worked with helped me restore that a little, getting me excited to put in my own work as well. But so far, I have the best communication with one person alone, which I acknowledge is my problem. Now for the AI. As I told you, made me want to take things into my own hands. I personally have no issues with AI as long as the tools are used correctly and you don't sell it to others as yours. This music video I wanted to make was my own fun.
So why would you publicly share it? Is like not really monetized, which I mean makes sense because they use a lot of copyrighted music. I don't really see why you couldn't just kept this to yourself. Know about it, okay? Because these are your characters. They're not really theirs, if you know what I mean.
Stories and again and not spend 3 to 9 months on it. I understand why people dislike AI, so I was hoping people will also understand my decision too. Again, this could be my lack of knowledge or lack of judgment, and you may view me as just lazy, but all I am is honest right now. The server conversation started calm until it wasn't, such as, I can't support this shit, and giving up on friendships just because I wanted to share a story that wasn't their way. My problem is lack of understanding why people care more about others' choices than their own, to the point they'll give up on someone so soon. Don't worry, I gave up on the idea of the music video I was creating, not because I wanted to, but because of peace. Know that rumors is not...
You guys hear that? Viarrah gave up on
the video below, and I'm pretty sure that's visible, and neither is Diaries of Fantasia.
I'm such a fat
The
fucking
thing is,
chud.
I understand how hard school life is. Managing your own life, work, school is such a pain. Which is why I ask little to nothing from this team. I don't want to put pressure to the point the only solution...
She's an empath, everybody. Viarrah is an empath. She's an empath.
...will be to leave. You came here willingly to help for free, so I didn't want to abuse that. I don't want to make up a fake apology, so instead, I give a reasoning and explanation.
Old Spice Fiji gives me 24/7 freshness. It's gel on my skin, and it's mine.
Thought we had no secrets.
Obviously, that must have been quite the shock to
God,
hear,
sorry, guys.
and questions were asked by the sorority. Why was the community server deleted over it? And what is her stance towards AI in general? Here is what she replied. Me deleting the community server was being held back for a while because I've been...
Oh my god, okay, I don't really believe this. I'm gonna be...
fully obsessed making people like what I do that I was constantly up for feedback. In a way, it motivated me because they were happy, but I really need to take a step back from them, and I believe getting rid of it...
You know, the difference between me and Viarrah's fan base is that I think Viarrah's
is best bet right now. It could be also because I'm afraid I'll disappoint them. Separating myself from the community is...
Here's another thing, I keep pausing, I'm sorry. You'll be fine.
Frankly, the best option. I know I messed up on not discussing this with Stority. That's 100% on me, and I'm sorry for that. I got
You should have said go fuck themselves and just did a...
excited and was really happy about the speed and beauty it offers, knowing I can't
Oh my god, stop fucking dick riding this
do such thing fast. The main reason why I don't hate AI is because people make it bad by choosing to use it in the wrong ways. I'm not going to lie, I was salty about the fact that everything I came across was talking about AI stealing art, but not once did I come across the hate for people using AI voices.
That is actually very untrue. That is the...
when voice actors exist. No, please don't think I used AI out of spite. Just sharing my feelings is all. One of the members saying that this is my decision and expecting people to respect or understand ignores the power imbalance. Which Viarrah replies, I think I needed that realization and I thank you for it. Honestly, because I didn't think about it that way. Of course, you guys mean a lot to me. If I know AI is truly better than you, then that's an actual issue. Every person within Starty has such an amazing talent, and I mean it. But yeah, I see why people here will be salty over this a little bit more now. Someone says burnout and time pressure are valid. Losing spark is also valid, but those don't necessarily justify bypassing. Viarrah says, I didn't mean to really replace people here. I figured it was a non-profit story and wanted to try it. I didn't want to bring members into a long project nobody will really benefit on. The song isn't as popular, so not a lot of people will see their work. No continuation of the plot, which will make Riggs useless, and all that time working on it won't be seen. It is non-profit.
So, just a genuine question here. I feel like, again, this feels like it should have just been a you. Like, you just wanted to listen to your fantasy, from what I'm getting at. Again, someone glazing ChatGPT. So,
and the copyright, which gives a chance of removing the video itself, but I doubt it because it's just a song. Lastly, a person says, of course, it's your choice on this decision for future projects, but I'm just giving you the harsh perspective of the severity of it. Which Viarrah replies, yeah, I understand the message. I appreciate the truth, always. I don't think I'll be using AI for animating my characters anymore. More like a storyboard.
Keep using AI. Keep using it.
I get stuck on backgrounds. But everyone's right when it comes to animating. Since Viarrah was set to continue using AI despite criticisms, half the Starter team quit. And given the deafening silence and that sentence about separating herself from the community, I don't expect a public statement. I see you are taking the pitchforks.
You were very wrong, Viarrah.
Been preparing this entire time to attack or harass her or Starter members, which is not cool, by the way. At least be respectful and give.
I want to remind you all, this is what pissed the fuck off with Viarrah.
Criticisms. Being hateful won't solve anything. In fact, it could make things worse. And this is where we are at. Maybe after this, a statement will be made, but who knows? That's why Viarrah's Discord server was deleted. That'll be all for this video. I hope you stay safe and have a nice day or night.
I would have said have a terrible fucking day or night. Alright. Jesus fucking Christ. So yeah, that was a very fun little side tangent we just went through. I want to very heavily preference this. This was originally what the drama started off as, just generative AI. It didn't go anywhere beyond that. But the reason why Len Totally has been brought up after nearly 5 years of supposed inactivity. However, I think as of recently, Len has been trying to make a comeback, but that I am not sure of. I am not entirely sure, but if he does, then I'll tell you, people will find out. It is not that hard. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Alright, do we want to do any call-ins today? Everyone's dead. Such a fat chuddy chud ba 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 ba. Chudrick McChudders. Okay. We will be doing a call-in. See if we got any call-ins for stream. Call-ins. God, I sound so fucking sad, bruh. Alright, Alright. Oh my god. Again, this is all on my live streaming account, so this is quite literally what it looks like right now. How awesome is that? We live in such beautiful times. Alright. Let me see if we got anybody who wants to do a call-in. Alright, I'll ask the biggest server I'm in right now. Oh boy. Oh my god, I hate ego. Ego stinks. Ego Raptor. Ego the Tigress. Sup? Hello, Sidebloods. So we will be going over Viarrah's original statement on the AI usage on her community posts. Are we ready, guys? Who's excited for this? Alright. The AI video music discussion. Ooh, this is not gonna look good, Viarrah. Ooh. So, after Flo Talendy's video on the matter, basically Viarrah made this short little community post. I don't know if I call it short, but basically this is the announcement of their potential stream that will be talking about the AI usage. Now, let's read this. Let's go. The AI music video discussion. People who haven't seen Flo's video don't know about the the fuck? Exposes. You fucking suck at spelling. I'm sorry. Truth. About what happened and why the server was deleted. And people who have seen it don't know the full truth because I decided to back off for a few days. Couple days, but whatever. Mind you, Flo had no rights to get into my business and left out important things because she decided instead of reaching out to me for an interview or a proper discussion, she could, this is such fucking soy, she can do it herself. If you have a news channel, do your news properly. Do not talk to others behind my back. Take materials from my channel and make a video out of it. Why I oughta? I am not angry, just salty how this went down, as I don't care. Starty. Members who stayed also aren't happy about the fact that they were not asked about anything, despite them being heavily involved. Because I won't be home half the day. I can't address this properly. So I decided to make a stream about it when I come home. Just you and me. Nobody to back me up. This is the actual lie, by the way. They had their boyfriend and their other friend. And other friend, I think. Let's have a proper discussion where you can actually talk to me. Hear me out. Stream today. This is such. Clock strikes 12. Midnight arrives. Clock your guns and sharpen your knives. I'm so sorry. This shit is so fucking corny. Again, I don't know why you had to cope this hard. This is such maximum levels of copium. This is like a copium addiction. Copium overdose, I dare say. So, that was their original response to the AI allegations. This is their announcement for break. We will be talking about that. Thank God. Alright. We're gonna have to read out the fucking post where they announced they're gonna take Mavin to court. Okay. That's gonna be so much fun. Viarrah. This is their announcement of going on break after the stream. Okay. Now that the statement had been released, I was advised to rest for a while. This week has been horrible and stressful in more ways than one. Of course, whatever you choose from here, I will respect. But please stop sending negative DMs my way. Your anger won't change or solve anything. What done was done, and my team and I resolved it. Everything was covered in the video, but if you don't want to watch it, then that's your choice. I thank everyone for hearing me out. I truly appreciate you spending your time with me in the stream. I will continue my stories and move from this. I have no more control over this state. Holy fuck, in this situation any further. know that we were made aware that ex-starting member were making some sort of document themselves. But I honestly don't know what for, because I covered all the worry that was brought up to me. By the way, that's a little foreshadowing. There was another issue that was found out. I really did cover everything regarding the situation. I hope we all can learn from about misinformation, as well as I truly hope these people will face me head on instead of doing anything behind my back. I have nothing to hide. You have nothing to hide! You have nothing to hide! You have nothing to hide. Is it a certain Len Totally? We know about the files, Viarrah. I come from the future. The files get released. You're a Knots defender. You like supporting Nazis. You like supporting pedophiles. You are the GOAT of defending pedophiles. Oh my god, my back hurts so much. But yeah, this was their original statement on going on break. Now, we're going to get into the real nitty-gritty of this. We are going to get into the real nitty-gritty. We will be covering the full in its entirety. We will be covering the entire debacle that is this very long paragraph. I fucking hate this. You couldn't just choose a better day to do this, huh? You couldn't just back down, bruh. You just couldn't. So now you must suffer. Alright, I should say that, I will be very brutally honest with how I'm going to go about this. I think it's a very dumb move they're going to court about this, because it's most guaranteed Viarrah will lose. Viarrah is not going to win this. And I know that sounds crazy because, again, this is gacha drama. This court is not going to go well, okay? This is the most dumbest thing that Viarrah had chosen. And I think their partner is as dumb as them for allowing them to do it. I think their partner 100% should have just told them to pull the plug on this before it got out. But Viarrah probably wouldn't have listened. Alright. Here is the original statement from Viarrah's partner, Joshua Moon, where they talk about potentially taking Mavin to court. International court. Alright. Hello, everyone. This is not Viarrah for once, but Fro, Joshua Moon. I'm just going to call him Joshua Moon for this. In light of recent events, I am here to update you all. There are a few things that need to be covered in regards to the document. Video and claims between the collaboration of Mavin and Flo. I would like to address them first off. The claims made in the document hold no weight. There's no substantial evidence. I have provided the full context of conversation between Mavin and Viarrah for you to make your judgment on. Viarrah reached out to Mavin, hoping to have a civil conversation and resolve things. The conversation read very hostile in my opinion, but whatever. For you to make your judgment on. Viarrah reached out... Oh, fuck! I keep doing that shit. To better understand Mavin's grievances and apologize for any indiscretions as illustrated in these screenshots. The conversation devolved and wasn't productive due to Mavin and Flo's escalations on the matter. Basically, what you're going to get at in this entire speech that he has prepared, they're basically blaming Flo and Mavin for Viarrah's downfall. Viarrah has contacted the local police who have replied with a statement as attached. Unfortunately, due to potential legal proceedings, we cannot share the contents of the document, but only its existence. This is what I'm talking about. Her boyfriend's a fucking lobotomite. I don't know anyone's partner that would be perfectly okay with someone going to court over YouTube drama. I think most partners would want you not to do that. Because now she'll have to leak the entire Len fucking DMs to prove that she wasn't Oh my god! Whoa! We're such fucking geniuses. Oh my god. This is so dumb, bro. So dumb. But basically, we can not share the contents of blah, blah, blah. Prior to the community post, Viarrah sent the police statement to Mavin with a request to remove the document. Mavin shortly replied after, stating that given the fact that she and Mavin live in different countries, there's nothing Viarrah can do to have the post taken down. She then threatened her own legal recourse, citing continued attempts to pressure and intimidate or coerce through threats of police involvement, calling the police over Viarrah calling the police, and concerns regarding the collection, use, or disclosure of her personal information, email too. Here's what I'm going to say here. Joshua Moon clearly has no understanding over law, because if anybody in here knows, there are times where you can report someone for threatening to call the police on you. It can happen in many different ways. It can happen online. It's more common to happen online than in real life, where someone could try blackmailing you, someone could try coercing you to do stuff, claiming that the cops will be called over to your house. It's kind of like coercion, or if an abuser were to tell somebody to stay quiet, or they'll call the police on them under a false pretense. It's a very common occurrence. It's not something shocking for someone to call the police over, because you are threatening and intimidating. You're intimidating somebody into doing what you want, basically. Despite posting my Joshua Moon full name in her previous document, I'll be very real here, everybody. His name was already public. It is not a secret. His name was already public. He's made it public. He went by the nickname Fro, but most people know him as Joshua Moon. In her previous document connecting it to this situation, Doc, page 1, line 7, she then requested that any further communications be directed towards former legal counsel, shutting down communication channels with us. This is despite claiming to be an authority on law in her most recent document, stating regarding the claims raised by Stardy member invoking privacy law, it is important to clarify that this argument has no legal basis. The author of the document is a law student, and from a legal standpoint, the invocation of privacy laws in the context constitutes a misapplication of the concept. Contrary to her multiple claims of not wanting any harm or harassment to be directed towards Viarrah and her team in her documents, oh my god! The lines that she's going to, the length that she's going to discredit Viarrah under the guise of wanting atonement, despite not accepting any apologies or commitment to do better, can only be described as ridiculous. She is using a technicality to escape any criticism, which is a legal justification. No, not really. Someone cannot accept a criticism and they can just get away with it. That's not really against the law. People do that like shit tons. You guys are doing that right now. Not a moral one. This all despite replying to Viarrah by saying, something I learned in legal theory, something extremely basic, is that the law doesn't represent morality. The law is simply the rules of the game. Doesn't seem very moral of her. That's fucking honest, though. That's literally honest. I don't know why you expect it. The laws inherently don't entirely count as morality, because there are certain cases where the law will fuck you over. Like, one of the examples is, if you were to steal a can of food for your kids who are starving, the law is not going to care about what your intent was. It only matters to them that you stole. That's pretty much what it is. I know that's a hard truth, but that's what morality and law difference. Doesn't she's trying to use long words to confuse you into thinking she just knows what she's talking about. Or you guys just don't understand it. I'm not a law student. I'm not going to claim I'm, studying law, but I feel like a lot of what she says are pretty basic knowledge stuff. Here's a link to Mavin's document and the document with the pictures. I really want this to be over and resolved. This entire situation has been going on for far too long. Chuddy, chuddy, chud, chud. It's resolved. It is incredibly taxing on everyone involved. This all started over Viarrah's use of AI and her apologizing for it. Now has become something that has kept her up for the last for 72 hours plus. That I don't believe. I don't believe your partner's been awake for 72 hours. Your partner would have fallen dead asleep. I can't even stay up for more than 24 hours. And I'm still 18. Your partner, I feel like if she's staying up 72 hours because someone didn't accept her apology and thought it was dog shit, that just sounds like a cope issue. That sounds like she just can't handle it. I'm sorry, but that's really how it is. Thank you to those who have reached out and helped throughout this. And I hope it's resolved soon so Viarrah can get back to creating the content she loves. I urge you to question what you're being told by everyone, including myself and Viarrah. This is a very good guilt trick tactic. They're using the whole, well, if you want to criticize us, you can, but you should also criticize everyone else, because they're kind of hoping for you to just criticize everyone on your own regard. That's kind of what they're hoping for, inherently. They don't want you to criticize them. If you criticize them, you're practically wishing death on Viarrah. Okay, let's see. Let's get through this. And ask yourself why they're saying what they're saying. Ask yourself what the motive is behind their words and what their end goal is. Think for yourself. Come to your own conclusion, and don't believe what someone says just because of who is saying it or how convincingly it was said. Trust, but verify. You know what? I'll do that for you guys. I think you guys are just bullshitting. I don't think you guys are actually trying to be this considerate. I think you guys are just hoping for people to pity you enough. Joshua Moon, you were trying to do the whole, your information got doxxed, when your entire channel's name is already in your fucking channel bio. It is not that big of a deal. And Viarrah, I think you just want to piss on people's boots and tell people it's raining. You caused this. This is not anyone else's fault. You could have been just as fine not telling anybody that you were using AI, so now you're throwing yourself a pity party because someone called you out. You have a bigger sub-channel than Flo Talendy and anyone else in the community combined at the moment. You are an OG creator. People look up to you way more than they do. And you have a very popular series, and some of which are on the same level as Avmau's videos. I think you're just bullshitting entirely. I don't believe you entirely believe in this whole criticize me if you want. You don't want people to criticize you. You want people to agree with you. That's why you got mad at Mavin. Mavin was not threatening any legal process against you. And really, I'll be very brutally honest. You did fuck yourself over when it came to that stream because you admitted to a lot of incriminating stuff about you. And specifically, you admitted to Flo Talendy that you were helping a pedophile. And that is your own mistake. I want to be very honest. I think Joshua Moon is a very deceitful guy. And I think he was very deceitful in this entire community post because he was trying to make it out as he was doxxed when it really wasn't the case. You were not doxxed. You already have your name out there. It's literally the first thing on your channel. Please, for the love of God, stop victimizing yourself. You are not a victim. You are simply just an idiot who didn't realize your girlfriend was going to get called out worse. Oh my God. Alright. That's what I think. I do expect to have a fully written email here shortly. I think. Alright, let me just share this with everyone because I love being a chud. I'm a chuddy chud. Chuddy chud. Sippy Mo Mickey. Alright. Chuddy Kirky. I just popped a perky. Charlie Kirky. Notice how there's one person in my life right now. Alright. God, I am so tired. Alright. So, that was the entire community post regarding the potential taking of court with Mavin. So, such a chud. Chud. We will now be going over the legal court documents. Not legal, but whatever. This is the email that was sent to Mavin regarding the issue with potentially taken to court. Dear blank, I am writing to you formally regarding the document you have recently published and circulated online. Unfortunately, the situation has escalated beyond what I'm able to manage privately. As previous attempts to resolve this matter insecuably were unsuccessful, and due to potential harm rising from the continuing dissemination of inaccurate and misleading information, I have sought assistance from the police. The step was taken after careful consideration and solely for the purpose of protecting myself and my family from further harm. The document in question contains multiple statements that are factually incorrect, taken out of context, and presented in a manner that reflects a personal interpretation rather than verifiable facts. As such, its continued publication presents a serious risk of reputational and emotional harm, particularly given the unpredictable nature of online public response and the potential for escalations into my private life. You previously stated that no additional information or clarification would alter your position in light of this. Given the emotional distress caused by the situation, my family and I have decided to pursue formal remedies. All relevant materials, including the referenced video, and the have been included in this information provided to the authorities. Please understand that my intention is not punitive. I would strongly prefer for this matter to be further resolved without further legal or procedural escalations. If the doc is removed promptly and an appropriate public clarification or apologies issued regarding its contents, I am prepared to withdraw further action and notify the police accordingly. I will withdraw further should the document remain available, be published, or further disseminated, whether directly or indirectly. I will have no choice but to allow the matter to proceed through a formal legal channels. I have also been advised to clarify, even if third parties continue the distribution independently, authorities may still be required to contact you as the matter originated from your publication. For transparency, I've attached the official police statement issued in Croatia. If you have any concerns regarding the authenticity, I am willing to provide official contact details for verification. I respectfully request a response by the end of the day, 12 a.m. if I do not hear from you by that time. That seems a little harsh. I will proceed with notifying the authorities to take the next appropriate steps. Thank you for taking the time to read this. I sincerely hope this matter can be resolved promptly and peacefully. Kind regards, Viarrah. Alright. It's such a chuddy thing. Ain't it, everybody? So inherently, this is her saying that she's going to take her to court. This is a response from Mavin. Viarrah, I acknowledge receipt of your message. I want to clarify the document in question consists of a good faith, non-commercial account of events based on first-hand experience, contemptuously communications, and clearly stated interpretations. It does not present itself as a legal determination of wrongdoing, nor does it make claims beyond what is explicitly supported or framed as opinion. At this time, I do not agree that the document contains false or misleading statements as alleged. No formal court counts, legal summons, or binding judicial requests have been served to me requiring removal or modifications of the document. As such, I am under no legal obligations to comply with the ultimate outline in your message. Given that the intentional nature of this matter, any legitimate legal action would require proper jurisdiction. Formal service through appropriate legal channels in due process. Informed requests or time-limited demands communicated privately do not meet that standards. I also wish to formally note that the continued attempts to pressure, attempt, or coerce the removal of a lawful speech through threats of police or legal escalation, particularly absent proper jurisdiction or formal process, may in itself constitute legal harassment or intimidation. Should this conduct continue, I will be compelled to explore my own legal remedies. Additionally, I have concerns regarding the collection, use, or disclosure of my personal information in connections with any reports or fillings made without my consent or lawful basis. Any improper handling of my personal data may raise further legal actions and regulatory issues. Moving forward, I request that any further communications regarding potential legal action be conducted exclusively through licensed legal counsel and via appropriate formal channels. I will not engage in further discussions under conditions of pressure or implied consequences. The message is not an admission of guilt nor a waiver of any rights. Ooh, Mavin hit her with the cold one. This is the official police report. Ooh, I'll give you all a minute to look at that. Not looking good, I'll say that. That is not good. Alright, that was the official email exchange between the two. We will now be going over the final doc statement. This is a direct response towards Viarrah's live stream and document released on January 31st, where Viarrah defends herself about the AI and other allegations. This defense lacked true accountability, and in this document I'll be sharing so you can make an informed decision after this regarding both parties. The document is merely informative and argumentative. Please do not harass Viarrah or Joshua Moon, people that are publicly known and other also participants on the live stream. If you do so, you're alone. I do not support, endorse, or will engage in any type of public hate discourse made after the release of this document. I'll be giving you a heads up on what you will be reading, as well as a trigger warning for grooming, since this document has mentions of a well-known predator in the gacha community. This document contains AI allegations selective payments towards starting members, Flo Talendy's involvement, and Viarrah's disrespect towards her, miscommunication, and finally, Viarrah's involvement in Len Totally's exposure. My intentions are not drama farming or merely evil. I believe in full transparency, even the uncomfortable truths. I heavily encourage critical thinking while reading this document in Viarrah's, as I don't want anyone repeating mindlessly that both parties said that that's the quick way to misinformation. Viarrah, what I said in this document has the necessary consent I need to publish it. I'm under no obligation to ask you for permission, legally or morally speaking. If you have any issues with this document, you can contact me via Discord, since I can't do so since you have me blocked. However, in the name of truth and transparency, this doc will not be modified or taken down unless new important information comes out. What I would also like to clarify that Viarrah was and is a fully consenting adult during all of this happening. So am I. And the people involved, therefore, we believe we should be mature about this and not make it out to be a mere high school catfight. With that in mind, I proceed to develop this document, always staying loyal to the truth and only the truth. AI and server erasure. On January 25th, Viarrah published an announcement on her public Discord server regarding a new project. In this message, she stated that she felt guilty about the music video because AI would be heavily involved in its creation. The announcement simultaneously framed the use of AI as a justification or justified necessity, appealed to the audience's emotions by emphasizing personal guilt and pressure, and requested that the topic not become a source of criticism or debate. As a result, concerns were preemptively discouraged before any discussion with collaborators or community members could take place. The video was generated. Okay, we already know that. These controversies had already been widely discussed online, which made the choice to use this specific tool particularly continuous. Within creative communities, especially among artists and animators concerned about ethic consent, the use of AI-generated content. While Viarrah referenced mental health and time constraints as a reason for using AI, this framing could be more applicable to a solo project. At the time, she was working with a volunteer creative team composed of artists and animators who had previously contributed to her projects and were willing to continue doing so. Despite the channel being monetized in compensation... Okay, so I was wrong, the channel is monetized. In compensation for collective work was inconsistent and limited. Some contributors were paid, while others who worked directly supported highly viewed content were not. This context is relevant when evaluating claims that creating the project without AI would have required an unreasonable personal burden. The announcement itself presented the project through it were the results of individual labor without acknowledging the existence of the team. The team members were not informed about the music video in advance and learned about it at the same time as the public through the Discord. Following this, at least one team member chose to leave without public explanation. Additionally, the language in the announcement, such as describing herself as lazy, while simultaneously justifying the decision and requesting that others respect her decision, functioned to preempt criticism rather than invite discussion. This framing positioned disagreement as inherently disrespectful, effectively discouraging alternate perspectives. This aligns with a private message sent days earlier to another team member in which she stated that she was ready for angry comments, indicating prior awareness of likely negative receptions. The reference thumbnail element is not included here to avoid the use of materials belonging to Viarrah. Alright. Via, the boat is AI. I saw AI modified dyslexic, but not that dyslexic. You're getting canceled for this, for real. I'm ready for all the angry comments. The request to avoid hate or angry or arguments further indicate an awareness of the existing public controversy surrounding AI use. Given this awareness, it becomes difficult to frame the subsequent backlash as unexpected. While the announcement initially stated a willingness to face criticism, the emphasis of, okay, here's what we're going to do. We already know a lot about the AI stuff, so I will link this document in the comments. I'm just not going to be doing that, reading all that. This is stuff Flows have already covered. Stardy has already made a response. Let's see. Alright, selective payments to Stardy members. Viarrah has publicly described Stardy as a non-paid or voluntarily based team, while simultaneously admitting that she selectively pays certain members in her own words. Everyone knows Stardy is paid. I commission my own members whenever I can. This is a core contradiction. A team cannot be meaningfully described as unpaid if payments are being made to selective members. At that point, it ceases to be a volunteer team and becomes more of a structure with opera Q informal compensation. The distinction matters ethically, because it directly affects expectations, consent, and power dynamics within the team. While it is true that no one is forced to join Stardy, voluntaries does not negate the expectation of fair treatment, transparency, or the avoidance of the conflicts of interest. This is particularly relevant when, as Viarrah herself acknowledges, the members who were paid were her friends. When payment occur privately without disclosed criteria, a hierarchy is created in which unpaid contributors may reasonably feel that their work is less valued than that of those who are compensated. Viarrah argues that if someone is angry because they weren't paid, that is not her responsibility, stating, if they become mad for not being paid, knowing Stardy is a non-paid team, then I can't help them with that. However, this framing ignores the central issues of selective payment. People do not typically object to unpaid work in a genuinely unpaid environment. They object when they discover that others were paid under disclosed conditions. In that context, frustration is not irrational, but a predictable response to unequal treatment. Furthermore, Viarrah denies favoritism while simultaneously stating she commissions her own members whenever she can. The rise unavoidable questions which members under what condition, according to what criteria, in the absence of publicly communicated standards that constitutes structural favoritism, even if no malicious intent exists. This concern is amplified when contributors performing equally valuable work, such as thumbnails or other core assets for monetized videos, receive no compensation. How long is this? Oh, Jesus. Who? In her response, Viarrah provides specific examples to justify these payments. She explains Lenore was commissioned for a 30-second animation when Viarrah still had a job, that AJ was paid a smaller amount due to current financial limitation, and Maggie was commissioned to work independently on a music video. These explanations clarify why certain people were paid, but they do not resolve the underlying issue. Viarrah also states that she did not believe it was necessary to disclose these payments to the rest of the team. This represents a significant leadership failure. In a collaborative creative project, financially transparency is essential. Oh my god. Whew. We're going on. We're doing this, guys. Okay. Concealing selective payments undermines trust, fosters resentment, and creates an environment in which contributors cannot make fully informed decisions about their participation. Accepting someone into a volunteer work does not imply that they consent to internal inequality, suggesting otherwise conflates voluntariness with acquaintances to unfair structures. The ethical issue here is not the act of paying artists. On the contrary, paying artists is appropriate, but the lack of transparency, consist criteria, and shared understanding. The contradiction mirrors the broader issue surrounding the use of AI. It is ethically inconsistent to claim appreciation for a team unpaid labor while simultaneously replacing or devaluing that labor through artificial intelligence, particularly when artists were available and willing to contribute. Framing this decision as a matter of convenience or profitable further reinforce the implications that human labor is expendable when it is not economically advantageous, despite the channel being repeatedly described as a hobby. Flotality's involvement and Viarrah's disrespect towards her. Let's see how long this is. I don't know if I want to read all that. I want to get to the Len part real quick. I'll link it again down below. During her live stream, Viarrah briefly stated that Flo had previously approached her regarding the issue involving Len Totally, questioning why Flotality did not reach her for this. However, this reference was made without providing any contextual information about the matter itself, leaving viewers without the necessary background to understand the seriousness of the issue or Viarrah's documented involvement. Given the repeated emphasis on transparency and claims of having nothing to hide, it is necessary to address the issue which accountability has not been clearly assumed. Specifically, Viarrah previously participated in questioning and minimizing accusations against Len Totally. Oh boy, guys, we're getting into the thick of it. I'm in the thick of it. Everybody knows the way that she froze. All right, we gotta. I'm having such an exactly. Oh, she's so fucked. Oh. Okay. So, we have here that Viarrah previously participated in questioning and minimizing accusations against Len Totally, an infamous gacha pedophile. Participated in questioning, accusations that he later admitted to while being an adult at the time, while also accepting and amplifying claims that discredited one of the victims. We want to clarify this information only came to our attention recently. Its inclusion is not opportunistic, but contextual. In light of how concerns have been repeatedly dismissed, discussions shut down, and criticism framed as malicious, selective transparency became a legitimate concern. Transparency cannot be invoked only when it is convenient or when it favors one's narrative. This issue is particularly relevant given the actions in question involving an individual whose behavior has serious implications for minors, given that Viarrah herself has maintained a large audience with a significant underage audience. When creators with such platforms have prior involvement in minimizing or reframing admitted harms to minors, that history maternally relevant to public trust and accountability. All statements presented here are based exclusively on public available messages and admission made by Viarrah herself in 2024. No claims are made beyond what has been documented. No speculation is introduced. The purpose of including this information is not character assassination, but contextual transparency in response to repeated assertions that there is nothing to hide. Alright, this is the full confession regarding the Len Totally. I think I've been sharing this around. Why is it relevant now? The information is relevant because it directly contradicts public claims. Hello! Public claims of having nothing to hide because it concerns past allegations involving the minimization of grooming allegations, an issue that carries a particular weight when someone leads a community that includes minors. I want to remind you all, Len Totally is a pedophile who groomed 3 children, and Viarrah helped him out start a new channel in the same community he groomed children in, and that led to the grooming of a 12-year-old girl. I want you all to take that in. She helped get him back into a community, which led to him grooming another child. It is being shared now because this information only recently came to our attention. Additionally, recent events such as the deletion of discussions, the blocking of communications, and the accusations of misinformation made without clarifications demonstrated that transparency was being applied selectively. This is not about reopening old controversies, but about providing full context so individuals can make informed decisions. This transparency is meaningful only when it includes uncomfortable information as well. I will be showing the original call out for Len Totally in this video, so you guys can truly get a glimpse of how evil this man is. This was almost 4 years ago, and she apologized. Yes, these events occurred several years ago, and an apology was made. However, the passage of time and an apology do not remove the relevance of the actions themselves, particularly when those actions were not previously disclosed while asserting full transparency. This is especially important when the situation involves a minimization of grooming allegations within and adjacent to a community that includes minors. Given Viarrah's large platform and significant underage audience, transparency regarding past decisions leading to grooming allegations remains maternally relevant. I want to be real here. There's one thing for apologizing for fucking up a case, but Len Totally always admitted to being a groomer. So I cannot say that an apology was deserved. I think she should have just left. What do you guys think, genuinely? I don't think she should have had a platform. That is fucking evil, actually. That is actually the most evil shit you could ever do. I'm gonna be real here. She helped Len Totally. She helped him. Okay? She's not innocent. She knew what she was doing. You're insinuating something. No. Intent or wrongdoing is being implied. Beyond what has been publicly documented, the purpose is not to assign malicious motives, but to explain why context and transparency are essential when a platform includes minors and sensitive issues are involved. People change, and she changed her views. People can change and still be accountable for past actions. Personal growth and accountability are not mutually exclusive. Both can coexist without contradiction. Why is this anyone's business? When actions influence public perception, particularly sensitive issues involving minors, they become a matter of public interest rather than private life. This is about public accountability, not personal intrusion. This is just drama or council culture. Labeling the issue as drama avoids engaging with its substance. The discussion centers on actions that had serious implications, including situations where minors were affected. Dismissing such matters as drama minimizes their impact and significance. You're just digging up old issues. Context is not old issues. Old if it was never adjacently addressed or disclosed. Information remains relevant when it directly informs current claims of transparency and accountability. Why involve minors in this discussion? Because the prevalence of minors in a community raises the standard of responsibility, care, and transparency. When minors are involved, the threshold for accountability is necessarily higher. If more questions arise, I'll be answering them here. This is their final statement. Yep. That is basically what happened. Oh, also, let's see what date this was. This was the 2nd of, I think it was the 2nd of January. Was it not? Or am I wrong? Nope, I think I'm right. The censor part in one screenshot is the name of the victim I will not mention publicly for the sake of her privacy. Following the live stream, Viarrah initiated a private conversation asking about the purpose of publishing the document and what the ideal outcome of making it public would be. Alright. Let's see what we got here. During the conversation, Viarrah explicitly stated that when faced with grooming accusations, her stance was to wait for absolute proof before believing the victim, justifying this decision through hypothetical and analogies that raised the possibility of false accusations against an unrelated third party. The reasoning is problematic for several reasons. You were a pedophile defender. So, again, I will be leaking this. I will be not leaking this, but I will be putting the link down below. Alright? You did defend a pedophile, Viarrah. Sucks to be you. I have received a formal communication from Viarrah stating that she had gone to the police announcing the possible initiation of legal action if the document was not removed within 24 hours. This communication explicitly conditions the suspension of these actions or the removal of content. Yep, that is true. So, yep, that was the document we just read. I'm such a fat fucking chud. Alright, we will now be watching the Len Totally Exposed video. This was what originally got him exposed for being a child diddler. Here it is. This was the original drop of the expose on Len Totally. The video is silent, so I'll let this play a little. This is Len with the 14-year-old. By the way, Viarrah's claiming that there was no proof. No proof. Had to wait for the allegations to come out. Yep. That video was short, but that was originally that got him exposed. It's sad to see seeing your idol. Bleh. Yep. This is what tipped everyone off. He is still a pedophile. I wonder why. My haters were right. Alright. Toastify's video on the matter is very interesting, I'll tell you that much. A lot of people were okay with Len Totally because he was a e-boy. So, yeah, Viarrah just outright lied. She just outright lied. Deadass lied. For no fucking reason. How pitiful. By the way, he was born in 2000, so he was an adult. Grown-ass man, by the way. So I think that just about covers it. Once Flo and Arson's video come out, I will be probably doing a live stream reacting to that. Thank you for tuning